My name is Arundhati Ghosh. I'm from India and I'm the Executive Director of India Foundation for the Arts. In India, support for the arts historically was royal patronage. After that, post the colony when we were independent, the duty of supporting the arts, as like in many countries, shifted to the government. And today, we see arts support coming from various kinds of sources. There is government support, but there is also private support which comes from corporations, from independent foundations and trusts, from individuals, whether it is crowdfunding or face-to-face fundraising. It also comes from the development sector. It comes from collaborations that artists make, from revenue generation that they do. Now, there are many models that arts and culture groups, practitioners, scholars, researchers who are in the field follow. Some of them are averse to taking corporate funding because of ideological reasons, ecological reasons. Some of them are averse to taking government funding because they might be doing the kind of radical political work which will not get them government funds. But in either case, the question becomes about knowing why you do what you do, what is the value of your work, and then seeing whether the relationship that you can therefore build with the various possible support that is there in the world out there, whether that's possible or not. Particularly in the 90s, when we moved from a somewhat closed economy to an open market economy, we deregularized the economy, brought down import taxes, we sort of started privatizing different sectors. Over the last 10 years, the state and the market have come closer together. They are interwoven in such different ways that it's even today impossible to say where their interests and their manifestations are and how power plays out in that structure. The huge inequalities that is there in our society, whether it's based on caste, class, gender, religion, sexuality, all of that has sort of increased in many ways over the last few years. And this has created both economically and ideologically polarized communities. That, in fact, has created again another series of challenges, which is the congealment of communities, where community identities are seen as watertight compartments. Now, how does all of this impact the people who work in the arts and culture sector? It makes the entire sector vulnerable, it makes it fragile, it makes it a question about its own stability, because what the market is actually delivering is very little. So the instability of the market then affects the lives of artists who are in it. On the other hand, one also sees this impact in the lives of both younger as well as older artists. So while foreign funding agendas talk about what is new, what is trending, what is emerging, a lot of senior artists also feel that, you know, how long can we be emerging artists? So where is the support for mid-career and senior artists to do their work? Our arts institutions that train people, whether it's theatre, whether it's music, whether it's film, visual arts, just teach the art form. They do not enable the artist and the practitioner to come out knowing how to deal with the ecology of the work that they're going to do. So say, for example, for a visual artist, the visual artist learns the craft, learns the techniques, learns the history, but does not learn how to negotiate with galleries, what are agents like, how do I get my work to festivals, who should I talk to, how do I do my PR, how do I raise the funds that I need to continue to do my work, how do I set up a studio. This means that a large part of our training artists, of people becoming artists, lack the basic capacity building skills, capacity building techniques and methods that they will actually need when they go out into the world and work. So the foundation course that people selected for the SMART program attend begins with actually asking the key question, which is, why do you do what you do? Then they go on to understanding, how do you build an audience, have group sustainability, how do you manage your money, how do you do your financial planning, how do you do resources, how do you raise them, how do you mobilize them. Once they've done this kind of training program, each of the groups get a mentor, and what they have to do over the next 4 to 6 months is build a roadmap for themselves for the next 3 years. So there is no template that a plan must look like this. The point is to teach them to ask the right questions of themselves, to look at their own context, see what are the strengths and weaknesses, see where the opportunities lie, and then decide how are they going to make the best use of those opportunities.